Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative podcast. It's the podcast where we have digital discussions, the worlds of pop culture, TV, film, sports, lifestyle, everything really depending on the guest. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. On Twitter, you know me as PD Beats. My guest is an actress who you will recognize from the hit horror movie that's on Netflix right now called Head Count. We're with Ashleigh Morghan. Ashleigh, welcome to Popternative.
Yay! I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for coming on the show. I mean, we talked about it before I started. Head Count, congratulations to you and the cast and the crew on the success. It's such a unique horror film, and it is October, so we want to consume these horror movies.
Yes, how fitting, right? And it came out on Friday the 13th.
Absolutely. We know how it is. You audition for roles, you get the roles. But is there any kind of funny stories about how you kind of landed the role of Zoe in Head Count?
I don't know if it's funny, but originally it was called History. And like when I saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? And like, what was it? I couldn't even say it. And I was like, this sounds really weird. I was like, but I'd never done a horror movie before. And Zoe and I are so similar. We call her Zoe and Zoe. But Zoe and I are so similar. I was like, you know what? Let's just give it a shot and kind of just see what happens. And I was so grateful to be on the film. And I remember when I met with Elle. God, my voice is so raspy. When I met with Elle, we sat down and kind of went over the project. And I was like, hey, how scary is this movie? Because I don't typically watch a ton of scary movies, mostly just movies from the 80s. But I was like, how scary is this? And she's like, oh, it's pretty scary. And I was like, I might not be able to see this.
No, I have.
But I did.
Oh, so you ended up watching it?
I hid. I still hide, actually. I just watched it again last week with a friend, and I still hide. But yeah, I watched it.
I get kind of, I always get chirped by my friends because, like, I'll be in the theater. I just saw, like, It Chapter 2, and, like, I just have I'm watching, but I just have my hat there just in case. And then they were like, yeah, so, but you know what? It's all good. Like, I'm still watching it.
That's how I saw It Chapter 1, and I hid most of the time. And then I went to the bathroom, and I kind of hid a little bit longer there. The whole scene with, like, the bathroom, the sink, the blood, I was hiding through that whole thing. So I'm so happy I did not see that.
It's an amazing time right now for film, but like horror movies, it's just an amazing time. And Netflix, the platform that Head Count was released on, is getting a lot of notoriety for just pumping out amazing horror movies. And you and the cast of Head Count are part of that amazing kind of wave. What has that wave been like for Ashleigh Morghan?
You know what? So the movie first released on Amazon Prime, and a couple people had seen it, and it was like cool. But since it's been on Netflix, I've been getting like tons of emails, tons of Instagram messages, Facebook messages, just people saying they love the movie, people finding out later that I was in the movie. They just randomly watched it and then saw me in it. And it's been so cool to I'm from a small town in Ohio, for people in Ohio to like see this movie that I was in on Netflix and that it's a horror movie and it's like right around that time. It's just been awesome. I'm so honored to be with all the other crazy cool horror movies on Netflix, and it's just been such a great experience.
What do you kind of think about everything going on in streaming right now? There's so many different things streaming, and there's a lot of content out there, but it's sometimes I even struggle where I'm like, there's so many movies I need to watch or so many shows I need to watch. What do you think about that from an actress perspective? Like actually kind of going to work and producing all this content that are giving people the kind of hard time of choosing what to watch. There's so much stuff out there.
And that's what kind of I go back to say, I'm so grateful for people for watching Head Count because there is so much content. And I remember when we first did the movie, a lot of people were like, oh, is it going to theaters? And I was like, that's an option. But I feel like people kind of like, which is why we like Netflix, the ability to watch things in our own home when we want to. And I think that's the awesome thing about streaming, especially like horror movies, because like in October, that's what you do. You sit at home and you watch scary movies with your friends. And Netflix is gonna have these like indie horror movies that you've like never heard of before, like
Netflix and chills.
Yeah, Netflix and chills, which we were on that, which is awesome.
You are. That's what Netflix hashtag
Yeah.
Netflix and chills.
You just it's a Friday night. You don't really want to go out. You don't want to spend a bunch of money. You sit at home with your friends or your significant other, and you watch Netflix. So I think it's kind of. We still go to the movies, but it's a cool option for us to have if we don't kind of feel like going out and being social, but just want to sit at home and still watch really good film.
Absolutely. We're gonna dive into the movie a little bit now because I'll have some questions about your character because specifically me, like I'm a big fan of the movie, right? So I want to know about a few things. Your character is always presented to us as this kind of like a little bit shy, character that is a bit intrigued when she meets the two new characters that come, the brothers that are coming and kind of crashing their party, you know what I mean? But your character did show throughout the film some kind of moments where she knew what she wanted and she kind of had like kind of a vision of what she was doing and things like that. What was that like playing a character like that comes off kind of very shy, but then kind of almost like a glow stick? You crack a glow stick and like the glow stick needs to be cracked open for it to glow, right? Like I feel like Zoe's like that a little bit. So it's kind of shy, but then you kind of really see a little bit of her personality when they go back to the house and everything. It's a very interesting character, and I think you did a very good job of it.
Thank you. Well, like I mentioned before, Zoe's a lot like me. I am very extroverted, but I have my moments where I can be more reserved and shy, especially around someone I like. So I kind of think that's the essence I brought to Zoe. It's like around her friends, she's Zoe. They know her, like she can be herself, but around someone of interest, she's a little bit more reserved, a little shy. She's trying to figure out the situation. So it makes her a little bit more reserved. But then but she still knows what she wants. So it's like this balance of like giving a little, but taking a little, but hiding a little, but showing a little.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of what you do in real life. You don't want to put all your stuff out in the open, right up front. You want to kind of let them work for it a little bit. So, yeah.
Now, I'm gonna try because I'm gonna try not to spoil, but there's a part in the film in the end. I'm not gonna talk about what it is, but I hope you can clue in. It's one of the most chilling scenes in a movie that I've ever seen. I hope you can kind of clue in what I'm talking about a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
At camp. At the fire.
Yes. But also back at the house as well.
Yes. When they get back to the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no, but just from the kind of the editing and cinematography aspect of that scene, like there's no music, there's a lot of silence, like that's just like that's messed up. Like that is horror movie stuff. That's horror movies in the new generation, right?
Well, our director is a huge Alfred Hitchcock fan. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the movies back then didn't have a lot of sound, didn't have a lot of speaking. So it was just kind of suspense and building and our imagination of what we think is happening, which is kind of what you're describing in that scene.
I'm hoping you're thinking of the scene I'm thinking of.
Are you?
It involves your character.
This?
Yes. But I don't want you to do that. Now people are going to be like, oh, damn it.
They don't know what that means.
Okay, they don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, I was trying to do it very quickly.
I saw you. That's why I was like, I think I might have an idea. Maybe he's just saying hi.
But was that not a crazy, well done, amazing scene? Like that sequence was nuts.
Do you know the cool part is I only filmed my stuff.
Oh.
So that scene where they drive up and they walk into that.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you can know this, a circle of blood.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that. I didn't know any of that. And
how crazy was that when you saw it? That's crazy.
So, and then I just did my counting. So when you see it like all together, I was like, holy crap. And all that stuff after they leave outside, I didn't see any of that because I wasn't a part of any of that. So the first time I saw that when they're like running around being taunted, that was so crazy.
That's like that goes down. Like that's a memorable scene. Like I will always remember that scene.
And then when Evan is running and he runs to the house, it's like parallel.
Yeah, it's
Like, yeah, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but yeah, like that. I didn't see any of that. So when I finally saw it, I was like, holy
net
shit, SHIT.
Netflix has had. They just have this like for like and head counts like right up there. Like right now, like what I recommend, what the like. I don't know if did you guys have to like research certain horror movies before you did this movie? Does that ever come into account?
That didn't, but I for my character, I kind of looked back to The Thing.
Yep.
Because the whole point of The Thing is not knowing if someone is like if it's me or if it's the thing,
Yeah.
and like any slight change, people can tell like, oh, something's not right, so you have to be identical to that person, which is kind of how the issue is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, like I said, I like 80s movies. So for me, it's all about the suspense and the build and the drive and less of the show. I like a lot of horror movies today are about like the jump scares and the show. And I love, like, for me, I saw Midsommar and
I didn't see it yet. I gotta see it.
For a week, I was so disturbed after that movie, and there were no jump scares. There was like one thing that's a little kind of but not really. And it's all in the daylight, and like it was the most like I was so disturbed.
So my biggest thing, and I'm always like, I'm a big horror. Like actually, I'm from Canada and in Montreal, Quebec. Instead of we have something called CEGEP, whereas like instead of going to grade 12 in high school, you do like 2 years of pre-college, but it's like specifically you're studying something specific you're interested in. So I studied film, right? So I was exposed to all these different short horror movies. Like I didn't even know about short movies, like short films, and I was exposed to all these like crazy like 3-minute horror movies that you were like, wow, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing. My perfect go-to horror movie is A Dinner Party Gone Wrong. And in this case of headcount, a campfire party gone wrong. You know what I mean? So, because there's a movie on Netflix that's probably my favorite one. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called or heard of it, The Invitation. Oh,
I'm so scared. Like I can't do it.
No, but this one is more of like a psychological. This one is it's Dinner Party Gone Wrong. That's basically what it is. But it is so good, and it kind of and Headcount kind of has moments of that because they both have ensemble cast. They both have a lot of cast members, and there's glimpses where you kind of get to know certain cast members, but you're not kind of sure. Like there's some cast members in Headcount where you're not sure about them. You know what I mean? Like your ex-boyfriend in it, you're not sure about that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it makes you kind of think. But another question I had for you as well is, you're also seeing a lot of these horror movies getting a lot of notoriety because of social media. As kind of an actress, how has social media treated you? Because we know it can be a double-edged sword in regards. But, I see you're very active on social media and Instagram. It's a tool for promotion, so to speak.
Yeah, I definitely agree that, social media for me, like, I use it for both. Like, I've trying to integrate, like, my personality. Like, I play video games, I love anime, comics, and, like, I try to integrate that into, like, my acting and just, like, modeling stuff. And for headcount and just acting in general, it's kind of awesome to reach a bigger audience. Like, if someone didn't know I was in headcount and then I posted, they're like, oh, my gosh, now that I know you're in it, I'm going to go see it. And that happened with tons of people for me. They're like, I didn't know you were in this. I have Netflix. I'm going to watch it. Or like one of my friends posted this. I saw you in it. Now I'm going to, it's kind of like it gets out the message to a wider range of audience in a shorter amount of time. So
you're a big video game fan. What are your favorite video games to play?
Okay, so I'm old school.
Okay.
I can't play these new games. I tried to play Borderlands 3 and I was like, what?
Are you familiar with Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yes, but I'm not good at those games.
Okay. I actually had Roger Clark, who voices Arthur Morgan, like the main character on the show. But he also like did the motion capture suit. That was really cool.
Yeah, like my brother was playing something earlier. I play Nintendo 64. That's my favorite console. It's sitting right here. Mm-hmm. Show it to you. Let me see if I can get it reach.
Oh yeah. Gaming is huge. They just had like the Overwatch championships on ABC, which is nuts.
Yeah, my roommate plays Overwatch. She goes to like the LA Overwatch stuff. He's a big, I don't remember their names, but Mercy. He's a big Mercy fan.
So why should people check out Headcount?
Why should people check out Headcount? People should check out Headcount because it's a nice twist and turn on your traditional horror film. If you want to watch something where a lot of it takes place during the day, kind of like Midsommar, but not as disturbing. And that's kind of like a new idea that brings the essence of a Native American folklore. Then you should check it out. It's awesome. There's some funny comedic bits in there. There's some great camera tricks in there. So if you're looking for something new and different, you should definitely. And it's not that long. It's only an hour and a half.
The audience also gets hooked right away. I watched it for like 5 minutes, right? And like I'm curious. I'm like, there's something weird here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? I've been writing a little bit more, and with horror, people need to know what kind of movie they're watching within the first 5 to 10 minutes. So if you're not scared within the first 5 to 10 minutes, or at least set the tone, then people are going to be bored or disinterested.
No, absolutely. Ashleigh, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm taking a picture of this, so this is going to look really weird.
No problem.
Did it.
Perfect. Where can people follow you on social media?
Follow me on social media. All my social media is the same. My Instagram is Ashleigh Morghan. That's ASHLEIGHMORGHAN. And Twitter is the same. I don't really tweet. Do people still tweet? But I kind of try to tweet.
I tweet. That's where I have my big following, so I have to tweet.
Okay, maybe I should start tweeting more. But my Twitter is Ashleigh Morghan, ASHLE.
Your Twitter's probably going to blow up a little bit once we get the episode up and stuff.
I hope so. I was on a reality show, so I have some people. But
which reality show were you on?
I was on Are You the One season 1. Watch it. I think you can get it on Amazon.
Is that why you have like a lot of followers on Instagram?
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to discredit Headcount.
No, it was like 6 years ago. I was so young. But like, yeah, and I've been like trying to work to get like followers, but like people who actually are interested in like seeing what I'm.
No, the Headcount stuff is huge right now, man. People are talking about this movie. I'm telling you.
Yes, that's so exciting. I mean, you know, with indie projects, it's never really a lot of money. It's just kind of people passionately coming together to fulfill a project, and it's awesome when like an indie film does well because you all just kind of put so much time and effort into it. So I'm so excited that people really love the movie.
Absolutely.
It means a lot.
No, for sure. Well, thank you so much for coming on Popternative. No problem. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. And until next time, this is Ashleigh Morghan and
All
PD
right,
Beats
so much.
signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.